Allô les mecs et les mecs. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And today's topic of discussion is mental wellness. On the conversation on mental wellness, I want to talk about reciprocity. And I think reciprocity is such an important concept. I don't think it's something that we always get right, but it's something that we always want to aim for when it comes to not only creating sustainable, healthy relationships, but maintaining them, right? And I think that the way that we define how good a relationship feels, it can really be summed up within this concept of reciprocity. And so I did a TikTok short, and on that TikTok short, I gave some very brief descriptions or definitions of what reciprocity looks like. And I want to expand on those in today's conversation. So I think what we're all looking for is reciprocal relationships. And what that means is we're looking for a mirror. And a mirror doesn't mean that someone is parroting us, that someone is repeating and copying everything that we're doing to show that we care. It means that they're taking our care and they're translating it in a way where we feel cared for by them as well, but it's in their own way. And while we talk a little bit about how we need to adapt and learn each other's love languages, I think before that happens, there first is this dance, this song and dance that is reciprocity, where, you do something sort of out of the goodness of your own heart, or because you thought it would be something that would be appreciated, or thought that it was something that would be useful. And so you do that for the person and you wait, right? And I don't say you wait as in you're doing it with the expectation that something comes in return. You're doing it because you're extending an olive branch. And now this olive branch could be something that leads to friendship. It could be something that leads to a deeper connection, a romantic connection, or it could go nowhere, because when you extend an olive branch, you want an olive branch in return. And that's what reciprocity is. It's a give and take that is not a tit for tat. And I think that sometimes we think that maintaining a balance sheet is how we make relationships work. And I think that that's not what it is that I'm trying to describe. Reciprocity is a little bit more energetic. It's the feeling about things, right? And so when it is the case that you are starting or creating a new connection, whether that's a platonic one or romantic one, the first thing that you're gauging is, does this person feel the way that I feel about them? And how you gauge whether someone feels the way you feel about them is through reciprocity, is through recognizing that they're going out on a limb for you. They're doing things for you that you didn't expect them to, nor did you ask them to do, but they went out of their way to do it. And when you recognize that someone is doing these things for you, rather than just sit back and enjoy the ride, you want to do something in turn. And so that's what reciprocity is. Feeling appreciated, feeling valued means that you feel that your energy isn't wasted, and you feel like your energy is being returned in a way that is aligned with that person that you're pouring your energy into. And so I want to talk about some things that make me feel like this relationship is reciprocal. And then in a subsequent video, I'm going to talk about things that make a relationship feel less reciprocal than what it should. And so I want you to think about these behaviors and ask yourself, do I come across as the kind of human that engages in reciprocal relationships? And so reciprocal relationships really are about give and take. And it's not a tit for tat. It's not like I give you this so then I'm expecting you to give me that. It's like, this person thought of me, so in kind, when I go out, I'm going to keep them in mind. I'm going to think about them in my day-to-day and how I can show them that I appreciate, value, and consider them to the extent that they consider me. And of course, your individuality plays into it. So one of the first, I think, tenets of reciprocity is appreciation. And so appreciation translates in so many different ways. And a lot of us, we show our appreciation through our love languages. And I know for me, when I appreciate someone, I really want to spend my time with them. And I think for me, time is so valuable. It's so precious. But I recognize that not everyone qualifies time the same way. But when I appreciate someone, then I carve out time and space for that person in my life. And so that can be a way that my appreciation translates. But if someone receives appreciation with words of affirmation, if they receive appreciation through gifts, if they receive appreciation through a different way, then what I want to do is ensure that when I show appreciation, that it lands so that they feel appreciated. But appreciation is something that goes both ways. So it's something that both individuals who are doing the song and dance that is reciprocity in a relationship feel this baseline sense of appreciation, that my time and energy spent here is valued. I feel like this person wants me around. I don't feel like I'm a burden. I don't feel like they're pretending to enjoy the time that we spend together. So I think appreciation is one of those things that we gauge when we are talking with someone, when we're spending time with someone, and when we feel like the time and the things that we do are appreciated, then it is its own motivator to continue to do those specific things. Another thing about reciprocity that I think is often very overlooked is acts of service. And so acts of service for me, when someone goes out of their way to do something for you or to support you, even if it's not like with a direct conversation with you, but you find out down the line that you're starting to recognize that like this person is really going out on a limb for me, like they're going out to bat for me because they have the ability to do that. And when you feel that, then reciprocity can be, well, how can I show them in my own way that I really appreciate that I value that I have solidarity with them because of that. And there's different ways that you can do that, but part of it is just being available, right? So I think that being available when it comes to the fact that you see someone is demonstrating different acts of service to support you, I think availability is such a great way to show reciprocity, to show appreciation, even like specific things like just expressions of gratitude so that they know that you care, that you're not entitled to their time. And I think sometimes when people are doing things for us, we can feel comfortable with it, accept that that's something that is the norm, but it never is. Like we should never feel entitled to someone's acts of service. No one needs to spend their time thinking about you or doing things to support you. So if someone is doing that, then that warrants for me gestures of reciprocity, things that you can do to show them that their time was appreciated, was valued, and that you want to find a way to meet them halfway. And again, it might not be the same things. Like we all have different strengths, different abilities, different levers that we can pull. So it's not necessarily that you're trying to parrot their behavior, but you're matching their energy, right? And I think that if we understand the difference between parroting someone's behavior and matching their energy, then we recognize that we can bring our whole selves, our individuality into how we show up in a reciprocal relationship. I find that so often, like for me, acts of service is also one of my love languages. And I think most of this discussion is going to be tailored to my love languages. But it is when I do care about someone, when I do appreciate them, that I want to do things for them. I want to do like little thoughtful things that I want this person to see that I value them. And it can be difficult because when you're doing an act of service, you're not doing it because you want them to do something back, but you're doing it because you want them to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. And I think sometimes what happens is that can be something that you pour into someone, you create a sense, and you don't necessarily get it back. And that can be really disappointing. It can be really discouraging. But when someone like sees your acts of service and then they meet you halfway, I mean, that is such a feel-good moment. And so for those of you who are recipients of acts of service, like maybe this is your call from the universe to do something that shows your appreciation, that shows that you're thankful, that shows that you're grateful. Because again, entitlement is a bitter pill that ruins a lot of relationships. I think that entitlement, like feeling like you deserve to be treated a specific way, or having an expectation that you are treated a specific way, is the best way to have that treatment cut off, because no one wants to feel like a doormat. And any sense of entitlement and expectation starts to create that kind of dynamic. So you kind of want to avoid that. And last but not least, I think another way that we can express that we can engage in reciprocal relationships is really just being less egocentric about how we show up in different spaces and places. And so whenever it is that the case that I engage in a conversation with someone, like my focus is on being heard, is on really listening, is on really understanding the person in front of me. And I find that there's just so much that we can learn about someone's inner world if we're just listening, and not listening for the purpose of responding, but just listening to the subtleties, the emotionality, listening for just the nuance that is very specific to that person. And I think that when you're really spending your time being attentive to someone in this world where the one thing that we really struggle to pay attention to are the people that we love and care about, like so many grabs for our attention, like we forget to pour our attention into the people that mean the most to us. And so a lot of us are attention deprived, right? And I think that it has a bad look. We give it a bad rep. All of us need attention. We're social creatures. We all thrive off of different levels of attention. And I think that when you can be attentive, it is just such a powerful experience. My partner is an incredibly attentive human being. And it was in the fact that he noticed like the little things that I said here and there that really started to create a connection for me, because I myself that wasn't my norm. I wasn't used to having someone so attentive, engage in discussion with me. Like I think I was so used to being in a discussion with people who are just kind of peacocking, like everyone was just trying to show like each other up. And so having a discussion where someone's just being super attentive and wanting to learn and wanting to understand, and then in part making you feel seen and heard, it makes you want to do the same in kind. And I think that it's really about being a mirror. It's about recognizing the value and the time and the thoughts and the energy of someone else, and then mirroring that back in the way that you position yourself to show your care and your appreciation for their time and attention. religion. So that's why I wanted to come on here and talk about it. I think reciprocity during Christmas is such a great theme to discuss, because Christmas is not about receiving, right? And I think a lot of us, we think about Christmas that, oh, this is the time for me to get so many gifts. And as a child, I mean, that's fine to think that way. But as you grow up, it's a time to really show recognition and to show gratitude and to show reciprocity, to give yourself the opportunity to pay something forward in a way that feels comfortable to you. And I hope that all of you take this as a call to action to do exactly that. Now, that was the topic of conversation for today, some food for thought for you. Now, if I have piqued your interest, then I just want you to know that we do host live events at least twice a month. Every month we have posted our 2026 calendar. And so the theme for 2026 for me in my life is fearless pursuit. So I'm going to fearlessly put it out there that if you yourself are focused on cultivating soft skills and cultivating a sense of self-mastery to develop fulfillment and meaning in your life, then I do invite you to check out our calendar. We do have 2 events in January that you can reserve your seat for as of today. Like, if you see this video, check it out, buy your ticket, and join us in a live discussion where it's much more interactive. It gives us an opportunity to really put on our thinking hats and think about, like, what values and convictions can I put into place in my behavior on a day-to-day basis. And so that's something that I wanted to put on your radar. We are very much focused on development here at Project Purpose. We do also offer for families parent-child workshops that focus on cultivating autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept in each child, which we believe are the 4 core pillars of leadership quotient. And so something for everyone. So definitely check us out. Leave a like, subscribe if you're still here, follow us. Every follow counts, and join our game changer community, being part of the change that you want to see, allowing us a small role to play in your journey. We are on the road to 1K, so we do invite you to follow us across all of our social media platforms, and we look forward to chatting with all of you very soon. We'll talk to you later.